Good morning, Flosstube. It is Wednesday, February 27th. I'm Helen D. Thanks for taking some time to catch up with me today. It's been a long time since my last video. I didn't intend for it to be that long. Things just got really busy. So thank you. I had a couple people ask, are you still doing videos? It's like, yeah, I am. Just need to find a time to do it. I don't know if it was my last video or the one before that I said that this time of year is usually really slow for me. Famous last words, because then it got really busy. My son was in the musical at school, and 3 weeks ago, right after my last video, I think, it started, they had rehearsals every night, and I was helping with costumes and with props, and I ended up being there a lot more than I thought I would. And then being around all those kids and all their germs, I got sick. I had a really bad chest cold for like a week. Then the show actually went on and it went really well and they did great and everyone had fun. And then I was planning on doing a video right before we have a February break, but my husband worked from home that day. So he needs this chair and this computer, and I was like, well, that's not happening today. Then we have a week off in February. I know a lot of people, spring break for a lot of the country is a week in March. But in the Northeast, we have a week in February and then a week in April. I'm not sure why we have 2 weeks. I think it has something to do, if you went way back, with February being typically one of the coldest, snowiest months. And if they close school, they don't have to heat it quite as much, and they don't have to worry about snow days and things like that. So I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. It's always been a week in February and a week in April as long as I've been in school. So then we had vacation. We didn't do a whole lot. The only thing my son really wanted to do was go see the third How to Train Your Dragon movie, which just came out. So we did that. I cried. He told me after, I said, did you cry? Because we went with one of his friends. So they were sitting like, the way this theater is, it's the kind that you can eat in. So me and his friend's parents were at like a table and they were at a counter up ahead so they could see a little better. And I said, did you cry? I held it in. So I guess when you're 9 and you go to the movies with your friend, you hold it in. When this movie comes out on video and we watch it here, he will cry. Guaranteed. But for now, we held it in. I didn't hold it in. I just grabbed a napkin and went to town. We finally made it sledding. The snow wasn't great. It was kind of icy, but we went anyway because we don't know when we're going to get a chance. So we went a couple times, actually, and had a good time. And it wasn't super cold, so that made it nice. Because they sledded for a while, and then the school we go to has a great big hill, and then it has a really nice playground, and it's a playground they're not on often, so it's new. So they were on the playground. Great. Burn off that energy. So while I haven't made a video in 3 weeks, almost 4, and I've been super busy, I have been stitching, so I do actually have a lot to show. When we're on vacation, we might watch a movie in the afternoon or things like that. So I got a lot done. And then Monday, school started up again, and I thought, oh, I'm going to make my video. And my husband worked from home. So I didn't get my video made, but I did FFO2 things. So I have those to show you. And I turned the camera a little today. This is still the same room, but it's kind of cloudy, and it was very dark when I angled that way. So now you guys get to see the full mess as well as ironing board mess. So this is the same room. I just turned the camera. I thought it might help. I got reflection right on this lens. You can see my neighbor's house and the snow. I heard we're supposed to get more next week, so I'm ready for it to be done. If it's gonna snow, let it be good snow. Let me be out in it and playing. And we've had snow and then it rains. So then it gets all icy. And we've had more rain. We have squeegeed the driveway We've lived in this house 8 years and never squeegeed the driveway. This year we've squeegeed the driveway probably 8 times because we're getting a lot of rain and it kind of pools at the end. It gets really icy, so we squish it all down to the road and then shovel it into the storm drain. So that's been a good time. All right, let's get going because I have a lot to get through. So the last video I showed, I had finished the Bent Creek Easter row. So I did get that FFO'd. So this is kind of how I'm planning on doing, if I uncover my mouth, you'll hear me better, all of the rows. Now this looks dark to me. So I had this board in the closet. It's from Art Minds. It's a little plaque. It's from Art Minds, which I'm pretty sure is Michael's. So I mounted it on sticky board and then cut a piece a little bigger, and then I had a little trouble with the pom-pom, so there's a little issue there. I'll just put something in front of that and you'll never see it. I went through my fabric and I loved this fabric. I thought it especially matched this bunny. I had 4 inches. A friend of mine had sent me this. I think it was I did the Wee Little Stitches princesses, and sometimes I like to use a piece of fabric, 4 inches, and I fold it in half so it's 2 inches, and I use that to make like my own matting, like a fabric mat. So she had sent me some that she had because one of them was for her daughter and she knew it matched. So I had several strips, 4 inches. This is like 3.5. So I put it on there with magnets, and I mean, let's see. That's what I had to fold around the edge. So it's a little tight. With the next ones, if I have more fabric, I probably will do a little more of the actual Ada showing, but I really want to use that fabric. So this will be ready. I'm ready for spring now. That's done. Monday, when I was up here, I decided to do a refinish. I had Lizzie Kate, I think it's called A Little Luck. It's one of their charts from a couple years ago. And I had it done. It was mounted on sticky board and then on like another piece with fabric in a frame. And it's a tiny little piece, but at that point I didn't have a lot of St. Patrick's Day stuff. So I figured why not just fill some space. But I decided I'd rather have it in a cube. So I popped it off. I had enough fabric on it that I could pull it off the sticky board. I'd put a piece of batting on it. I went over to Joann's. They had perfect fabric. I had the gold ribbon. I just pinned it on the bottom. So now he's all good to go. So this ended up being, I think it's like 4x5. The one good thing about John being home on Monday is I was like, I hate styrofoam. Styrofoam is my kryptonite. So I drew a line and I'm like, I need you to cut it right there outside in the garage where I can't hear it. So he did. Emmy's trying to join us, so I'll move some stuff for her. So that's done. My birthday is in February, and I went to Hobby Lobby a day or two before, and I found this. It's a 2-tiered rectangular stand. Misty had sent me a picture because she bought one, and I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And the Hobby Lobby by me had 2. One of them was all wobbly, so I bought the other one. And I texted him, and I said, you just bought me my birthday present. And I got home, and I stuck it on the dryer behind the door so that he would be in there, and then he could tell my son they got it for us. Yeah, that's what you do when you buy your own birthday presents. So that night, he comes in, and I said, oh, yeah, I put it on the dryer. He says, yeah, I need to wrap that. And I'm like, no, you don't need to wrap that. It's bigger than that. So he didn't even know what I bought. So he goes in, and he opens the dryer, and he looks at me, and he says, oh, another holder for your smalls. My mouth hit the floor. He said I stared at him like I was in shock that he knew exactly what I wanted that for. So he does pay attention. So now this is is with my smalls. I don't have a lot of other St. Patrick's Day stuff, but maybe next year. I've got a bunch of Easter stuff. That'll fill up nice. So that was number 2. And then the other one that I have to show you, because it's been so long since my last video, this was a new start. This was an FO, and now it's an FFO. Ooh, I just noticed that I wiggled the camera when I touched that. So this, and I didn't bring the chart in. This is from Prairie Schooler. It's called Prairie Seasons, and it's got all 4 months. And I did for February. This was the piece I did for a Very Prairie Year Sale, the hashtag A Very Prairie Year Sale that I'm doing with Barbie and Misty. This was my February chart. So this is a piece of Misty's fabric that I had. It's Harvest Moon. I did change some of the colors. I brightened it up just a bit. Like this green in the chart, it's like almost like a tan. And first of all, it wouldn't have shown on this fabric. And I like my spring grass a little greener than my dead grass. So then when I changed that, I brightened up the pinks just a little. The house was supposed to be one of these browner colors, but I wanted to add a little more blue. So this is a frame. I don't know. I got it at AC Moore. I don't know where AC Moore goes because I know it's a regional store. This is a 4x6 picture frame. But when I saw it, I thought there's enough width. And I love the detail. And it's metal. 3 for 3, right? So this is reusing, and with my measurements, this is the sticky board that the St. Patrick's Day was on. So I can stick that right on there, and it covers up the hole, and you'd never know that that was a picture frame. And then it has a little back, so I can stand that up. I did a little covered button with a little tiny bow. So this one's ready for spring, and I think it came out great. And now I can do the other seasons and put them right on here, because I'm a big fan of using things multiple times. So that one is done. The other 2, and I just grabbed my bags this morning, so we'll be digging a little bit. The other 2 FFOs, they're not FFOs, excuse me, they're just FOs. I finally started the year-end celebrations from Hands On Design, and I got done January and February. So the conversions, like I've been keeping an eye on everyone's, and everyone's looked really good, but none of them really caught my eye. And then Carol, who is My Life with Miss Sassy on Instagram, she posted this one and I liked it. Then she posted her February, and I was like, nope, that's exactly what I'm doing on both of them. So this is January and this is February. I have a feeling there's supposed to be chocolates in the heart, but I didn't like it with the brown, and I really liked how she alternated. I didn't use exactly the same colors she did because I just kind of used what I had, but I really liked her ideas. I'm anxious to see what she does with March. I don't know when I'll finish those. When I went to Hobby Lobby, I did buy the little box that Priscilla used, so I'll probably use that. And I stitched those on French Country Mocha, a 16 count Ada. I did take a picture with the flosses I used and put it on Instagram if anyone's interested, so they are on there. I'm East Coast Crafter on Instagram. So there's one. I'll put all those in that chair, and then the cat will come over. So whips, I've worked on quite a few different things, which is unlike me too. I usually am more of a one at a time. First up was I had been starting, the plan was 1 a month on the tingles. So there's 12 of them. There's 2 in a chart, but I thought I was planning on doing 1 a month. I did my January one, no problem. I think I did 2 in January. These are really fast, and I love the colors, and they're really fun. So I ended up doing 3 in February. So I have, that was what I did in January. This is supposed to be white, and I added in a different color blue just because this is doubloon. It shows up really well on camera, but in real life, the white's a little hard to see. So I did these 3 squares. The next one down, I just put that back. It's in the middle, and then on the free border that she has on her website, there's like some extra like flowers and stuff. They're really small on this, so I don't know how well you can see it. It's this trick or treat, smell my feet. So it's got like some extra bits on it. So I thought maybe if I could get 1 more done this month, then next month, if I only do 1, I might do 2. I might do 3. Wait and see. I might drop it on the floor. So that's coming along. That's on doubloon. That's also a 16. And I like that one every time I pull it out. I could sit and stitch this until it was done, but I know I have other things that need attention, and Halloween is a long ways off. So I got that. I started Santa's Village. I mentioned that's another one that I was hoping to do 1 a month. I think I showed this last time. This is like a little mock-up of my layout. I will have to slide that over, you know, to make it not stick out. So I started down here with the reindeer. This will be my next one. I need to scan the chart in and flip it because it's the other way in real life. And I'm doing these on the polka dot fabric, which is Petit Point. I don't think it's pronounced Petite Point. I think it's Petit Point. This is a 20 count. They sell it at Stony Creek in Ada. Linen they sell at other places, but the Ada I did find at Stony Creek. So that's my reindeer. I started on the bottom of this one. Usually I start in the middle, but I have to do some changes to those charts, and I didn't feel like it. And I knew that I cut my fabric and I was good to go with my borders. And if I get up to the top and I'm not good to go with my borders, I'm going to be really mad. Tingles, I started at the top. And again, I usually start in the middle. So both of those, I'm a little nervous about how they're going to end up. Fingers crossed. So I worked on that. The other one, this was a new start, another new start, and I don't have the actual printout because it's a PDF. When I got my new shelf for my smalls, and then Frosted Pumpkin put out this guy, he had to go up there. So this is brand new from them. They put it out last week, Friday. Last week. So it says Lucky in the middle, in like it's a gold treasure braid, which I had to order. So that's why that's not there. And then there's some little coins here, and I'm working on this giant cloud. I know I said I was done with winter because I was done with giant sections of white, and then I pick up one with 2 giant white clouds. So he's almost done. I'll be ready when the treasure braid comes in to just pop that in. This is on, I had an extra bit of, this is Misty's fabric also. This is her mint green, so Luminous Fiber Arts. She did her Cardinal Noel, and I stitched that, so this was what was left. And actually their piece called for green, and I was like, I have green? I can get that done. So that will be done. And then I had one more small new start. And I know the chart is in here. Here it is. This is Ladybugs and Bumblebees. It's Country Cottage. This one will go on that tall, the white tall stand I have. I'll have to modify it a little bit. I think I leave both borders off, and I'm stitching it It's either an 18 or a 20. Whatever I did the math to make it fit on that tall skinny. So I just have one flower for now. I was testing a color for the words. It's called for Country Lane, Classic Colorworks. I have a skein of Country Lane and it's not variegated in the least. So I tried that brown. I think that's cider mill brown. I'm not sure. I might go with something else. I have a few options. I actually might go, if I'm feeling crazy, with this one, which is greens and pinks. So we'll see. Or I have a Little House brown. That was the other one I pulled. So that, when I'm done with Lucky, I'll move on to that to try and get that ready for spring. So that's what I've been working on. It seems like a lot of things. It's a lot of different things, which usually, like I said, I stick with one thing a little more, except for kind of my monthly. I'm picking dried glue off things now. So that's what I worked on. I have a lot of haul. I have like a month's worth of haul. But before I get to the haul, let's talk about some haul for you, or haul you can get. I've mentioned before that my friend Penny, who's one of my members of our little stitching group, she is starting her own store. Whenever we have our group, she brings like all her stock and stuff, and I said it's like having a little floss party at your own house. And someone commented, I think on the last video, that it's like having a cross-stitch Avon lady, which is fantastic, and that's exactly what it's like. So her store is now up and running online. She just kind of launched it, so she's still putting things in, kind of getting it inventory up to date. She has a full line of weeks. She carries Gentle Art. She carries Classic Colorworks. She's getting patterns in. She's not going to have every pattern. That's not how she's planning on stocking things. So she's getting some of the newer charts as they come out. She has accounts with the distributors so she can get things. So, you know, if it's a newer chart, she'll have it. Like I was on this morning and she was just uploading the Waxing Moon spring houses. She had those on. She has, I think I saw Jack Frost's Tree Farm. So the newer things she's getting in. But if there's something you're looking for, shoot her an email. And her email's on there. And she'll see if she can find it. I'm not talking like out of print Prairie Moons. But if it's something that Hoffman, that one of the distributors sells, but not all stores carry it, like that Winter ABCs that I did, I think Yarn Tree carries that. So that's something that she might be able to get for you, kind of special order it in for you. So her store is called The Daily Stitcher. She has a Facebook page, which I will link below. She does a flat $3 shipping. If it's $50 or over, it's free shipping. So her shipping is great. And she wanted to do like a giveaway to kind of launch the store. She knows I've been talking about it. So what she's doing is, if you go to her Facebook page, like the Facebook page, if you go to her store, anyone who makes an order from now through St. Patrick's Day, so the 17th of March, she is going to put everyone who makes an order in a drawing, and she's doing two $25, not really a gift certificate, but like store credit. So two $25 gift certificates, for lack of a better term, store credit toward the shop to order, to buy things. So two winners, $25 if you make a purchase between now and March 17th. I know I'll make a purchase from her before then, but I'll probably do it in person and save the contest for other people. She just got in Hands-On Design Ready Set Snow, which I've been waiting for her to get that one. So she's holding a copy of that for me for when I see her next. She's set up accounts with Hands-On Design, with what was she telling me? Nikki's, just another button company. So she's doing some accounts right with the designers so that way she can get the charts a little faster. Because usually the designers ship out to kind of the smaller stores first, and then they ship to the distributors. So she's trying to set up right with the designers so that she gets stuff a little faster. So go check her out. Like I said, I will link below. My haul, which like I said was a bit, but some of this was ordered very beginning of January and finally came in. It came in late. Some of it was from Stash Unload, so there's a bit here. So I did get 2 hands-on design that I didn't have, the Let Them Eat Candy and Plant Seeds. These will be smalls for the new smalls shelf. I picked up Autumn Leaves. This is obviously a reprint because it's shiny. Because I really liked the saying in this one. So I have that. 2 of the Waxing Moon, Patriotic and Winter. And now I can get Spring from Penny. I have almost like a window frame that I was thinking I could do these separately and kind of hang them on there. That was the thought. And I'm sure they'll come out with summer, although the Patriotic one could be summer. And I picked up Easter lineup from the trilogy. I'd like to start spring soon so that I can get those going. Then I was on Stash Unload and there was a whole set of original cardstock Prairie Schoolers. So I me-pleased a bunch. Then I messaged Barbie and Misty, and Barbie said someone already took the good ones. And that was me. So I got Christmas Samplers 2. I really like this as a small and this as a small. But if I did all of one, it would probably be this one. A Prairie Village 2. I like this one with the geese. This one I'd never seen. I mean, I'd seen it, but I'd never seen it for sale because it's not re-released yet. This is Animal Alphabet. I don't know when I'm going to do this. If I were having another kid, which I am not, you know, but they're really cute. So I grabbed that. And then the other one is Autumn Sampler. And I love these squirrels right here. So hopefully I can do this one. I'd like to do one of these 2 autumn ones for this year. So that's that. Plans. We're getting into March, so I'm going to finish the Frosted Pumpkin piece. Work on that tall country cottage. I need to pull out the next Santa's Village, get that one started. Those take longer. They're fuller than the Lizzie Kates. So I need to work on that. I need to figure out my March Prairie Schooler, A Very Prairie Year sale. I thought I might do summer to go with the spring, but I've got a lot of other things I want to work on in March, so I might finish up. I wanted to do some of the smalls from Sunny Days, and they're really small. They're like one-nighters. They're great. I might finish those up so that I can get everything sewn up for my bowl for summer and kind of take a break and then do summer in April. I need to work on, I don't know if I'd shown this chart before. This is a little ink circles. It's tiny. It's 4 inches, 60 by 61. I want to do this for my son's music teacher for the end of the year. And then we are almost in March, which means Frugal Yankee is coming, the retreat. I think Lynette said there was around 30 people going, which is great. Like, that's not overwhelming. As much as I would love to go to StitchCon, that many people, for me, is overwhelming. That would be an overwhelming amount of people. 30 people is perfect because I feel like I'll actually remember people's names and get a chance to talk to people. So I need to figure out what I want to work on there. that I have the least amount of chance of messing up, because I'm going to be chatting and not paying attention. So I need to figure that out. Lynette was smart because she's like saved a bunch of like, oh, I just have to fill in. Well, you don't have to count it all. But I didn't do that. Also, we're going to start a stitch along from the Sweet Land of Liberty book. And what Lynette was doing was just pick any chart you want out of here. I think there's 5. I love this one, but I also love, on this side, this one. I think I'm going to start with this small. I think. So I need to figure that out and pull stuff for it. And I want to start another of the Bent Creek rows. I think the next one that I'll do will be Stars and Stripes. And then I can do Summer. And those are quick. You know, those go really quick. That actually might be good to work on there because there's a least amount of chance that I would mess that up. The other thing I have to show you, when I was going through some stuff in this room, I have a from the archives. This was my son's bedroom. And then over the summer, we decided to switch him. We have one more room in this house, bedroom, that was the office. This room is bigger. So originally we put him in the bigger room. You know, you have one kid, why not give him the bigger room? But this room in the winter is cold. It's on the front of the house. It has 3 exposed walls. You know, heater people tell me, oh yeah, there's no thing about the end of the heating line. This room is cold. So we moved him. He's thrilled. His room is so cozy. We're like, we should have done that years ago. And then that gave us this big room to use as an office / craft room. We call it the Croffice, which I think I've mentioned. So he still had a couple of his birth sampler-ish things on the wall. And when I put this one up for John, I took his down. So this was what I ended up doing for my son's birth sampler. I didn't want a traditional wait year, blah, blah, blah. I wanted something that I could leave up longer. So this made it till he was 9, and he didn't think it was too kiddish. It just didn't move to the other room. It probably didn't have enough dragons on it. So my thought was, way back, if I make something generic, he could pass it on to his kids if he felt like it. And there's nothing dated about this. So this is a chart. It's a DMC, but I had to order it from the UK. So the UK DMC has a bunch of cool charts. So I need to wrap that up and get it tucked away for the next 20 years until he decides he does or does not want it. We'll see. And that brings us to the end. 33 minutes. I had a lot today, so I must have talked fast. I haven't been watching a lot of Flosstube. We were too busy. We were busy in the evenings. We were busy over vacation. I didn't have access to the remote. I've watched a lot of How to Train Your Dragon TV shows, and now we're watching Brainchild on Netflix, which if you have a kid, I would say 8 or older, that's a great show. It's only 13 episodes, but it's a science show about how things work. It's great. We're really enjoying that. And I feel like we're learning something, so that's always nice. I think that's it. There might be something I forgot, but we'll see how this uploads. And yeah, so I haven't been watching. I'm catching up now. I'm not commenting on everything I've watched because I'm just trying to like get through. There's going to be a chunk of time that I just don't get to. That time is gone. So I'm just moving forward. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed to me. I love reading all the comments. Oh, someone commented, and I have to go back and try and find it, where I find my grime guards, the fabric around my Q-snaps. I make those. I only have 3 or 4 because I don't have that many projects going at once. I just Googled grime guard tutorial, and I found a great one that had all the measurements you need, and they're really pretty easy to make. But I will try and find your comments so I can write on that because I'm behind on that too. So have a great afternoon. Have a good rest of your week, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye.